So Superman and Lois returns with a pretty good episode. Once again, it's just whoever's handling it, because it's not only in the production value, which is a stark contrast to something like The Flash, which just doesn't have any money at all, and everything looks cheap and well, cheap. But the performances are up on a better level, and the storytelling is better. It is basically a soap opera disguised as a superhero show, but they put enough of the superheroics in it, and they weave the soap opera stuff well enough to where it does fit in with an overall plot of the sinister forces that is facing them and all that sort of stuff, and works out quite well. They crammed a lot in this one as they're dealing with a little bit more of the backstory for Natalie. Now, she suddenly has showed up a while back, and so she had her own little spaceship similar to her father had, and ended up going through the same portal. Well, they fixed that up, that she was right on his heels as he was escaping from evil Superman there, and then she followed there but got stuck. And so the computer system had to figure out how to get her there and all that sort of stuff. So you get some flashbacks to that of which she went through. And despite being invited into the Kent home, she's she can't get along with Clark because he looks exactly like the man who murdered her mother live on news broadcast and all that. So so it's difficult for her. Meanwhile, her father is recovering in the hospital because he jumped into his steel suit to go help out Superman, and so she blames Superman for her father being so badly injured and everything. And he even has a bit, her father, he almost has not almost, he has a bit of amnesia for a bit. He recovers his memories, but for a second there, he thinks he's back home, and Lois is standing there, and he says, I can't wait to get home with my two girls. And he says, well, that's not really Mom, Dad. Huh? What? Oh yeah. Yeah. So a lot of that weighs in on her. And, they handle it well, and they weave out the story. But the upshot of it all is Superman comes up with the idea that maybe certainly her, would be more comfortable if they had their own place. And so he arranges for, it's basically some workshop with a little apartment attached to it. But they like to build things and everything. So it fits in with the Steel narrative. About what he's into and all that, and what she's following in her father's footsteps. So they'll be developing more super suits and all that sort of thing. Meanwhile, the boys, of course, Jonathan's in trouble because he got caught with the XK and all that, and he still refuses to expose his girlfriend. Meanwhile, she's in trouble with I guess one of the drug bosses or whatever. It's another kid, but nevertheless he's threatening her and all this stuff. And Jonathan defends her, but he, of course, doesn't have any powers anymore. The guy takes the XK and then beats the living crap out of him. But Jordan comes to his rescue. Now, the problem with that is Jordan was supposed to meet up with Sarah and her other crush, the lesbian. And, of course, and really Jordan is like, I don't know, and she's, no, this works. We're going to be friends and everything. And yeah, it doesn't really work out like that. But there's often girls think, that we can all be friends. Yeah. Well, so he wants to make her happy and everything. So he agrees that, yeah, we'll meet up and all that. And, the two girls meet up, but Jordan can't get there because he's got to go rescue his brother. And of course, in his own insecurity, he overhears them talking. They don't really say anything of any significance, but he decides not to go meet with them. Now, granted, he's kind of banged up from the fight because he had to save his brother, but that's not the reason why, So, and it's because of his insecurities, and he's going to be jealous and all that, and probably will end up pushing her into the arms of Audrey, her lesbian girlfriend. So there you go. That's probably where that goes. Who knows? However, it does play into typical scenarios of comic book characters where they're trying to have their regular life, but their superheroics require them elsewhere. And of course, once she finds out that he's, Superboy, that's probably gonna pretty much split them up for good. So that's too bad. Meanwhile, the cult is continuing trying to cross over into the shadow world. And they literally try to do it. They get into these suits and head down into the mines, and but it's looking like a bunch of them are being disintegrated by this portal. But maybe they're actually the idea was they're going to merge with their their alternate universe selves or some crap like that. How they would know that would work? Alicia, the leader, seems to think that's how it would work. Didn't seem like it. They seem to be screaming in pain and all that. Superman arrives and saves Lois's editor, but only two others or one other. I can't remember. Most of the cult went through, and so they don't know if Lucy was part of it or not. And it turns out she wasn't, but nevertheless, they're all sad and everything. And turns out Lucy shows up and says, "You were so right, Lois, and I had to get away," and all this stuff. Turns out that was all a trap. She was left behind as a contingency plan in case things went south. So she drugs her dad to get his pass badge so that she can go rescue cult leader Allie to get her there. Meanwhile... Henderson, with hyped up on XK, manages to steal the pendant from Allie and jump into the portal. So, and with his XK powers, he probably, if people were dying on the way through it, he probably survived it. So, we'll see where that goes. I don't know. So, yeah, it was good. I was a bit upset how they just killed off Bizarro in the last one, and it's like, man, you're not going to do anything. And I mean, granted, it's not really the actual Bizarro story. It's all very, very different at what they set up here. But this was a pretty good, episode. So it's still very strong. And some of the Superman scenes are all too brief, but they're pretty damn good, especially in the rescue of the cult members, saving them from the portal. And so it still goes to show that whatever money they've got available is spent on this show, not on the other. So, of course, it's been renewed along with The Flash. Poor Grant Gustin still got it. But then, I don't know, where else are you going to go, Once you're in CW, I think that's your home, provided it still exists. I don't know. But anyway, there we go with Superman and Lois. Continuing on being a fairly decent show.